Hello everyone and welcome back for part 2 of my basement declutter. I am so excited to be continuing on with this huge project. If you missed last week's video, I will have a link down below, but I will also share a few clips from where we started on this decluttering journey. As you can see here, it was an absolute disaster and we got a ton done on day 1, and this is currently how things are looking. As you can see, it is a huge transformation already, but we are nowhere near done yet, so we are going to be continuing on today. My project for this day was to start clearing off and decluttering these shelving units, and I am just giving you a quick overview of what they were currently looking like. I have honestly not touched anything on this side of the shelf, so I already knew I was going to be getting rid of most of it, and it did end up being a very productive day. I hope you enjoy this one, and thank you so much for being here. So I wanted to start off by just taking everything off of the top shelf and working my way down. I had absolutely no idea what was in any of these boxes. Like I said, it has honestly been years since I've touched anything on this shelf. So I just wanted to get it all down so I could kind of see what I was working with. I was attempting to get this large box off the top down as well, but you will see in a second, things kept falling on my head and I was honestly scared of getting injured. So I did have to grab Justin to come and grab it for me because it was very heavy and I knew it wasn't going to end well if I continued trying to do it myself. But we're going to get all of these onto the floor and start going through them. I ended up getting rid of probably 95% of this top rack. And it's honestly just feeling so good to say goodbye to things. I knew today was going to be a little tougher when it came to decluttering because a lot of this stuff on these shelving units is brand new, never been used, and in perfect condition. And those are the things that are always harder to part with. Like I mentioned in last week's video, sometimes decluttering can feel like you are throwing your money away and just being wasteful, but it's a tough lesson to learn, and unfortunately, that is the lesson I had to learn. So I did want to get rid of everything because it is just sitting in my basement collecting dust, and I knew I was never going to use it. So it was the time, and honestly, looking back, I don't even remember pretty much anything I got rid of, and that just shows that I didn't need the clutter in my life.
Still the same inside my head, and I can't stop thinking about what you said.
I realized pretty quickly that almost everything in these boxes was decor from my old home. So that means this stuff has just been sitting on this shelf for the last 6 years, untouched and honestly unthought about. So I am donating all of it. Most of it is in perfect condition and it's just not really my style anymore. And I know that sounds a little frivolous, but things change and people change and there just is no use for this in my home. So I am going to be taking this to the donation center. I do keep, I think, a set of mugs because we are going to be doing a coffee bar upstairs. We are getting an outlet put into our pantry so I can finally move my microwave, and we're going to put our coffee maker and our coffee bar in there. And I thought the cups that you will see soon would be perfect.
You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you.
I did have a comment in last week's video that I should not be throwing out anything and I should be making the effort to donate everything because somebody would make use of it. And I do 100% agree. When you can donate, you definitely should. And I will share at the end of the video all of the boxes I put aside for donation. But sometimes things just aren't worth saving. Anything you see me throwing out, there is a reason behind it, whether it is just garbage or maybe it's damaged and just not worth passing along. So if you see me throwing it out, it is because it does belong in the trash. So out of this entire first shelf here that was completely full, I am keeping this little box. And honestly, the only reason I am keeping this stuff is because it's photos and keepsakes. But that's it. Everything else is going.
What we do is what we do. I can take you anywhere, somewhere. We won't be scared. You will see me flying high. I'm staring into your blue eyes. We don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too. I've been saving you. You save me too.
We are just continuing on with sorting through what I am keeping and what I am donating. And honestly, I think everything on the shelf was donated. It was a lot of kitchen stuff. I had an old coffee maker. There was some patio plastic glasses and just things that I haven't used and I am probably not going to use. There were a few things that I found that I thought, oh, this is cute, I should keep this. But the fact that it's been sitting in my basement for years and I have not needed it or thought about it once, I just decided against it. I felt like I was getting better as I went on with the decluttering process. At the beginning, I had a harder time going through and getting rid of stuff, but I almost felt like it was fun to see how much I could really downsize everything. And at the end of this entire decluttering journey down here, I might do another quick look through of everything and just see if there's anything else that I have changed my mind already about keeping. I think I am going to narrow it down quite a bit and there might not be a lot, but it'll be interesting to see if there's anything else I can get rid of.
I know you wanna find another reason. I know you wanna lie, making me stay. But let's talk. Are you at the avenue? I don't need nobody else but me. It doesn't matter what you're gonna say. I just need time right now.
So this box was pretty much just books and I didn't end up keeping any of these except one. I do love to read, but I use my Kindle now. I got a Kindle for Christmas this past Christmas and it is the best thing ever. I honestly did not think I was going to like it because I do like to have a paper book and feel the pages in my hands, and I just thought I wouldn't like looking at a screen, but it is so different than looking at a phone or a computer. So if you have also been on the fence about one, I would highly recommend getting a Kindle. It also saves you so much money because you don't have to buy books to read them. I did check out my local library as well for a bunch that I was wanting to read, and they were always out of the ones I wanted. There was such a backlog of people wanting to rent them out, and the Kindle has just been the best choice.
You're gone now. Will you call me back? Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. You're the traveling kind. It's a known fact.
If you watched last week's video, you know that I found a big bag of shoes, but I was missing so many pairs to them, and I assumed that I would find more shoes around here somewhere. Well, both of those green bags were full of shoes and boots for the kids. So I have a ton more to sort through. I also have a big container of clothes, the one with the pink lid, and I am so happy I found this when I did, and this was just another reminder on why I have to get a lot more organized. I put this bin of clothing down here probably last year because Rowan no longer fit anything, and now Quinn fits all of it. If I would have waited another 6 months or so, I don't think Quinn would have fit any of the stuff in the bin. This bag that I am going through here is a bunch of summer clothes, but they are in 6 to 12 month size, I believe they were. So they are all just going to be put back into this blue bag and added to the donation pile.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, you're up in space. You're inside the noise. I can feel you. Once you've seen all the things, all the places, I hope it means that you'll come home to me. Once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your...
I cannot believe the amount of shoes that my kids have had. When I see it like this in a video, it just seems absolutely insane. I live in Alberta, Canada, and we do go through a lot of seasons here. We get a ton of snow, rain, sun, the whole thing, but it really does not excuse this amount of shoes, and I just do not understand how they have accumulated so many. So these were the shoes that were still left without a pair, and it was a decent amount, so I have a feeling we may find another bag of shoes somewhere in this mess.
You're the traveling kind, it's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. I hope I'll be your destination.
So this is the bin that I was talking about when I said it would all fit Quinn. The entire bin was 4T, and Quinn is currently 3, but she does usually fit a size bigger. And once I realized that she fit it all currently, I just ran it upstairs so I could just throw it in the wash as a little refresh since it has been sitting in the bin, and then I can just hang them up when they are dry because I didn't want to waste any more time of not using these clothes because it just seems like such a shame that they have just been sitting in this bin. So this bin here ended up being a bunch of homemade quilts and blankets that my kids have received over the years from each of their grandmas. So I wanted to keep all of these. These are something I will keep forever and pass down to my kids or maybe to their kids, and my grandkids can have them one day. So I'm going to just keep those in a bin on the second shelf, and then I am just going to put a bunch of the pillows on the shelf beside it. I'm not sure if this is going to stay like this. I would prefer to have the pillows in some sort of bin just to protect them from dust. But for now, this is fine, and it just helps me see what I have. So this is what things are looking like so far. I feel like I made some really good progress and I got rid of a ton of stuff. I did just keep a few things up here, a couple watering cans, and then I kept this tiered tray. I'm just not ready to part with it. I love it and I will be utilizing it somewhere. So I'm hanging on to that, a juice jug, coffee maker, and then just some photo albums. I have some pillows here. I'm not sure if these are gonna stay here. I would rather them be in a container so they don't get dusty, but that's good enough for now. And then I do have this container here with some keepsakes. It's just homemade quilts and blankets that my kids have gotten from their grandparents over the years. This is all empty. And then this is some fall stuff and the other half is empty. I'm gonna be moving things around, I think, as I get through the rest of the shelves, but this is what we have so far. I started organizing a lot of my fall stuff onto this bottom section, but you will see me switch things around. I did decide against it, and I ended up dedicating the entire middle shelving unit to my fall and Halloween stuff, and I ended up moving my Easter stuff and birthday stuff and just little miscellaneous things to the right side of the shelf. As I go through and declutter and organize different areas, you will notice me move things around a little bit. I was just trying to find the best way to get everything organized into categories and just what made sense to me. I didn't notice while I was filming, but I definitely noticed while I was editing, but in the bottom left corner in the bottom box, there's a little clown. It's a Halloween decoration, and his eyes just turned on, and I don't know why, but I found that so spooky as I was sitting here editing. I ended up finding this box here, which was some of the wall decor I had hanging in my old house. They were mostly picture frames and they were just quite brittle and just weren't in the best condition. So I did decide to just throw these out, but I of course did want to take the pictures out before I threw them in the trash. Now we are going to start going through all of my fall and Halloween decor. I was actually really excited to go through this because I am going to be decorating for fall within the next couple of weeks, and this was just a good reminder as to what I had. I don't like to purchase a ton of decor every single year, but I do enjoy adding a new piece or two to a new space in my home. I did also want to get rid of all of the cardboard boxes that I have been using to store things and try to get everything to fit into the plastic bins. So that is what I am doing here. actually didn't end up having too much to declutter when it came to my seasonal decor. I think it's because I do utilize almost every piece that I have, and each year when I pull it out and decorate, if I'm not using something, I get rid of it at that time instead of storing it until the next year. So I think that's why I've been able to stay on top of the seasonal clutter a lot better than just the regular everyday home clutter. I did also decide to store all of my fall stuff on the top rack in the middle shelf, and then I did dedicate the other two shelves in the middle rack to the Halloween stuff.
You got me dancing in your storm, burning everything we know, dressing up as firefighters. You got me dancing in your storm, or I'm looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. You got me feeling uncomplicated. Whatever happens is meant for us.
So this was the box with the creepy clowns in them, and this was the first time I noticed as I was filming that the eyes were on, and these are definitely a little spooky of a decoration, but I actually really like them. We put them along our sidewalk, so when the kids come up to trick or treat, the eyes turn on and scary circus music plays. But like I said, they definitely are a little creepy, but I don't know why I couldn't find a switch to turn the eyes off, so I did end up just putting them away in the bin, and hopefully that's fine, but I just couldn't get them to turn off.
Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Maybe forget about the consequences. Wherever we're going fast. On top of the world of our independence. Laughing whenever we screw it up. Go a little wild, it's your personal expression. Far over the line, tell me we ain't something special. Wrap me around your solar system, make me do whatever.
The last of the Halloween stuff that I needed to go through and declutter were the year's worth of costumes that we have collected. I did end up getting rid of a lot of these because my kids have, of course, outgrown them. The only ones I did keep were mine and Justin's costumes because, of course, we can wear them more than 1 year, and also some of Rowan's old ones because Quinn can wear them in the future. But anything that Quinn or Grayson has grown out of, I did donate.
Like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. You got me dancing in your storm, burning everything we know, dressing up as firefighters. You got me dancing in your storm, or I'm looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire. Looking like a breeze, but really you're a forest fire.
So this is how things are looking at the end of organizing shelf 2. I didn't actually plan on doing this shelf today, but since there was fall stuff here, I just thought it made sense to get it all done at the same time. But this is how it's looking, and I am super happy with it so far. So I think I mentioned what was on the shelf earlier, just miscellaneous stuff, pillows, Easter, and this is birthday stuff and a sewing machine. And then on this side, it is all of my fall decor up on the top shelf. And then the second shelf and the third shelf is all of my Halloween stuff. I am going to get some different bins. I like the way these ones fit on the shelves. So I think I'm gonna go and grab a couple more of those and replace this one and this one, just so they all match and just look a little better and fit better, because I will be able to fit a couple more here instead of just this one. And then I can put this stuff here. Unfortunately, this witch does not fit on the shelf, so I'm not sure where she's gonna go yet. Probably just in this corner somewhere once we deal with this in next week's video. But this is all we have left for the shelving units, and 95% of this is Christmas stuff. Christmas is my favorite. I have a ton of stuff for Christmas, and I'm excited to go through it and just see what I have going on. And then once we are finished that, we are going to finish the rest of the basement. So go through this stuff, figure out what I want to do with all this stuff. This side is our little home gym. It doesn't look very good or clean, so we might end up coming over here as well and just tidying it all up. And then we do have, of course, this side as well. This is where we have the mattresses. I have to bring those upstairs. I will obviously need a lot of help with that. I want to tidy this little corner up, and I have to go through this box here and everything that's behind here, which I'm honestly not even sure what's back there. But that is the progress so far, and I'm so happy and excited. We are making a huge dent in it, and I just cannot believe the before and after so far. I also forgot to mention, this is all of the stuff I'm going to be donating. I'm not going to take it upstairs yet just because we do have all of this to go through yet, and I will just add to the pile, and once I finish that, we will take all that upstairs, and we just have garbage and recycling on this side. But that is going to be it for part 2 of my basement declutter. I really hope you all enjoyed this one, and thank you so much for all of the love on the first part of this series. I am so excited that you guys were all excited to come along with me to finally get this basement tackled. But I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you all next week for probably part 3. I just want to continue on with this and just get it done. It's going to feel amazing having this completely done, so that will probably be next week's video, and then hopefully some fall decorating after that. But I will see you all next week with a brand new video. Bye guys.